All right, hello and welcome everybody back again to my living room, to my house. Real quick, I have not had the chance to test audio. I've done my best, trying to set things up as quickly as I possibly could to get today's stream ready. I had to finagle some stuff because I need what I would assume to be a little bit of extra room, and that other room is not cutting it for me. And so I had to finagle stuff around. I'm literally, my computer, my PC that I'm streaming from is in my tea room that way, and I'm quite literally, I've got a cord going through a window, an interior window that feeds into the camera, and I'm remoted into my PC right here, but the audio's not working, so I don't really know what I sound like. People are saying it sounds good, so that's fantastic. If I get a little bit too loud or anything else like that, let me know. I'll try to keep track of it as best as possible. But today is a fun day, because today is a day that, it's not as amazing of a day as it was supposed to be a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks ago? No. A couple months ago. That's more really what this is all about. A couple months ago, Harrison, GDOP26, one of our most prized former alumni, community members that we've had that has since moved on, he was supposed to be making the trek up here and displaying or debuting his newest mad genius design, which is called the Flypoint, and he was going to hand deliver it. We were going to play with it on stream on a Friday Nerf war. It was going to be unbelievable. It was going to be so fun, and a snowstorm happened that day, and it ended up, actually, it was supposed to be an amazing day too, because not only was Harrison going to be there, we had also confirmed that Velocity Outdoor was going to be there at the same time, on the same day, debuting the Havoc Prime. That was gonna be so nuts. It was gonna be absolutely amazing, and yeah, the weather destroyed everything. It was a pretty major snowstorm. Harrison was driving up from the New York City area, and if, for those of you that don't know, New York is kind of a large state. It's one of the larger states that we have, and so getting from there up here is still like a 6.5 hour drive. And he ended up turning around halfway, and that was sad. So that was unfortunate. But after a long time waiting, I got this thing in the mail, and it is the new Flypoint, and I'm so jazzed to finally get my hands on it, to finally hold it, get an understanding as to what it is and whether or not it's worth the hype. I don't know. I've been hyping over this thing for months now. Ever since the first time that I saw Harrison debut it on his Spring Thunder, is it the Spring Thunder group on Facebook? I was just mesmerized at how incredible this thing is. This thing is a blowback mechanical action shell ejecting pistol. That's amazing. Oh man, I'm from everything that I've seen from it, it's just it's so crazy. It's been so long. Ian, you're a madman. Ian, you're a madman. Please, we need love. We need love for the amazing AIA Artemis helping make stuff like this possible, so that we can, not only support me, because the gym is still closed and that's not fun, but also there are other people that are in the same situation, and it's nice to be able to take some of that wonderful money that Ian is donating and be like, hey Harrison, you're doing an amazing job, thank you so much. Just so that people know, I did pay for this. It was not sent to me for free. I feel good supporting somebody that I really am passionate about and care about, and I think he's amazing. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Ian, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So with that said, I'm not going to beat around the bush anymore. let's open this thing up, right? Let's open it up. Let's see what this is all about. And then really what I want to talk about is like, is this really, like, is it going to be the future of Nerf? Is Shell loading, or like just a Shell platform? What does that mean to you? Is that something that you're excited about? Is it something that you're not excited about? Is it something that you think is stupid, having to like load each and every round in a shell in order for your blaster to operate? I don't know. You tell me your thoughts. I'm jazzed for it. I think it's amazing. So let's open it up and see what this is all about. Hello everybody in stream. I will catch up on chat in just one moment. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. We have a mag. First and foremost, it's a mag. Interestingly enough, it has numbers on it. So if you were holding on to it, it can literally tell you with these little dots. I'll try to get that right there. No, it's gonna zoom in on my face. There we go. It's got dots that let you know like what shell is in there. So right off the bat, it looks like this is a 7-round magazine. It's got some metal up here, so I don't entirely know what that's about. These are the shells, though. I'll try to cover my face again to get that. Zoom in on my thing. No, get away. It's kind of a funky color. So these, obviously, they're half lengths, right? They're for half lengths. They don't have an O-ring like the Spring Thunder before it. However, I do believe I have one of the original Spring Thunders, and I do know that he's gone through quite a few iterations of the Spring Thunder since I acquired mine, since he so lovingly donated one to me. And I do believe that the new version has an O-ring on the plunger assembly itself, so that you don't need individual O-rings on each of the shells. So that was a cool little innovation that he went through right away. That kind of helped things get up to normal. I think it's a gimmick. It's neat but not practical. Thanks for your input, CM Hamilton 15. I think that's a legit opinion. Just something else you need to print and buy. Yeah, totally. Doggo Rocco, cool one. Looks like a 45 ACP. I actually don't know what that is, but yeah, this is it's okay. I like the design of it with the angle. So I think one of the benefits of having a shell-loaded system is that you get to do stuff like this a lot more easily than other people. I know that like Alice has been working on trying to get angled magazines to work easily without shells, obviously, right? But there's some limitations that you got with that. There's some design flaws that come about with that you have to kind of work around. But this is an easy solution for it. It's one of the reasons why it works out so well. There's more padding, and it looks like this is completely assembled, which is fantastic. It is a lot larger than I thought, but I mean, I guess that's expected. Let's get that off screen. Let's get that off screen. I think the goal here is that this is supposed to replace my hammer shot. And I think that, honestly, my hammer shot is one of the most trustworthy blasters that I've ever used. I literally don't ever leave or join a Nerf battle without it. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it can like totally replace it. You know what I mean? Like, the hammer shot is just so good. It's just so good. But this is the blaster. This is the Flypoint. And damn, it looks cool. This thing is massive. It's so cool though. I love this. So it's all in white. I'll probably need to call this Ghost Ops, but if y'all want to give me a suggestion for something else to call this, by all means, go for it. The print quality looks pretty good. There's metal on the tip too. I never noticed that in any. Oh. So it looks like it's got a metal barrel on the inside. I see motors on the inside. These are dinky. These are really tiny motors in there. So there's one here, there's one here that pointed upward so that they can rev up, fly out, and then these are obviously using mini flywheels. I would assume, I would assume that this button is the mag, yep, is the mag eject. Wow. That's pretty cool. I dig that a lot. It's just a little button right there, a little lever that you press, and that thing pops right out. That's pretty neat. Obviously, because it's a fully 3D printed part, everything on this except for obviously the hardware on it is 3D printed. What does that mean? It means that when you put stuff in and slide it on itself like this, you're going to get that like sandpapery zip. That we had the same issue with the original Worker F10555 Apollo pump. Same issue. If you cared and you really wanted to, there might be a way that you could like sand, like fine sand down the edges on the magazine to get it to like not make that noise anymore. Whether or not you care, I don't know, that's up to you. I will say the grip is bigger than you would expect. It's thicker than you would expect. It does feel nice though. I wouldn't say I have large hands. I don't think that I have large hands. Obviously, a kid is not going to be able to handle this blaster. It's not going to be able to operate this blaster. That is what it is, right? Significantly larger. I believe from what Harrison was telling me ahead of time, the trigger design is the way the trigger design is because he's been using a 2-finger prime because it's got a lot of pull to it. The blowback action of this blaster is all mechanical. It does not rely on the battery or electronics at all in order for it to do that action, which means that all of that power needs to be driven from something, and it's being driven by the trigger, I believe. If anybody knows anything about this blaster, I literally like just got this. I don't know that much. By all means, let us know in chat. Give me all of your info. Give me all of the education, and maybe we can get GDUP26 on stream as well to help out. Going through chat real quick. I can't afford a Spring Thunder. I get it. It's expensive. I don't. Yeah, absolutely. However, when you consider the time and energy that has gone in from one dude in order to make something, these people like Harrison, like GDUP26, like Alice Coat Duck, all the people that are they're doing and trying to get by Captain Slug that are printing out these blasters, they're not doing it at crazy large scales like you're gonna find from Hasbro. It's not possible. These are not injection molded parts. Most of this, the reason why it is the way it is, you wouldn't even be able to injection mold most of these parts. It wouldn't be possible without a lot of redesigns because of the way that injection molding has to work. So because they're able to get around that by allowing it, by 3D printing it, obviously the 3D printing process takes time. Takes time, which means you limit the amount of output that you get, you limit the amount of access, you limit the amount of actual material and product that you can put out there. It comes at a price. It is expensive. I get it. Is it worth it? I would say yes. 100% it's worth it. Stuff like this is so amazing for our hobby in general. It is absolutely incredible what everybody has been able to do. And it just like, man, I remember the first time that I saw the Caliburn, and it was just like, oh, and I remember watching like the progress of the original Caliburn, where he basically like machined every part of it. And then the second he got access to a 3D printer, and it just made it like, whoa, everything is so much simpler suddenly. And you're able to like produce these parts, and then you only need to machine and manufacture a certain limited amount of it that has to be like custom designed for that particular blaster. And now so many people have access to a Caliburn. It's just like, it's incredible how accessible it is and how amazing it is to be able to buy something that is fully assembled. Yes, it costs more than a regular Nerf blaster, but if you're taking a Retaliator and you're trying to buy upgrade parts for it to get it to around 180, 200 plus FPS, if you're doing that with a long shot, you're gonna get up there as well. You're gonna get up into the same caliber. Is this the same as a Caliburn? No. What you're paying for is a little bit of novelty. You're paying for the research and development a little bit for Harrison to be the wacko that he is, to say, huh, I wonder if I can design a blowback pistol. Because why not? Why not? That's a fun challenge. It's a fun project to kind of, I don't know, devote his life to for the last couple months. And I mean, man, from what I've seen, I mean, we're gonna fire it in a moment, but like, he did it. It's incredible. It's amazing. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Super cool. CM Hamilton 15 is saying, yes, it's a 2-stage pull. I believe it's a 2-stage pull. I think as you pull it, it revs up the flywheels. You pull it all the way back, it initiates the blowback mechanism, and it you know, dispenses out. AIA Artemis is saying, in my opinion, a lot of designers charge way more than the part and labor costs. But that is what it is, though. If what you're trying to do is make it easier for you as a part designer, if your dream is to be a product designer or a product manufacturer, like that's the whole capitalist like mechanism they're going for you. That's what that is. You have a product. You don't just dish out the product at cost that's not sustainable. Getting the ability to pay a little bit of your bills and whatnot, and make the decision like, hey, I can devote my life to this. Like, and then you're able to like say, I don't know, let's say we can take GDOT for instance, coming out with the Spring Thunder, and then using that as a way of being like, you know what? Maybe I don't need to devote so much of my life to some other engineering thing that draws him away from us hobbyists and into a different field that, like, honestly, his talents are probably wasted elsewhere. This is incredible, right? And if he didn't have the time and availability to do stuff like this, it would take a lot longer for it to happen, or it would never happen at all. And so that's kind of what the investment is in. And obviously, like, you don't need to buy it if it's not something that you're interested in. If you're excited about it, if you're interested about it, if you like and value what that person or people or company or whatever is doing, it makes sense to try to help them out and support them. So that's kind of my take on that. I totally agree with some of you. Like, yeah, can you just drop $185 on a pistol every day? No. But, like, you're not really doing that anyway, right? But yeah, I've probably spent way more on the Nerf hobby in recent past than I have. It looks like GDF26 is in stream. Thanks, man. This is incredible. It's so cool. Yeah, so let's attempt this. I don't know if there's a battery in here, so I don't believe that the flywheels should function. So let's just pull. Okay, interesting. So on the initial trigger pull, what you're going to see here as you pull the trigger, it engages the spring. And that's what's going to initiate the blowback mechanism. What you're doing, this is what I assume will be the pusher. The shell is getting caught in the chamber. Obviously, the dart will be free to move through. This is pressing the dart out of the shell into the flywheel cage, and then obviously will be ejected out. Boom. I don't believe these go super fast. You're not going to get a ton of performance out of this. It's probably going to be like 90 feet per second. I think. Harrison, you're in stream. Let us know how fast this is supposed to go or what you've clocked this at. But with that said, let's I don't really know. Like, I'm like kind of nervous about it. I know it flies out to the right, so. Whoa. Holy crap! Nothing happened, which is fine. Cool. I imagine you have to charge it, so let's try charging it. Oh, nope, that doesn't work. Let's. How does that free up? So I imagine that this button here is useful for something. I can't entirely. I imagine it goes. It goes backward. Okay. And now, still locked down. Maybe you have to engage. How do you function? Let's see. So it looks like this lever goes back and up. What exactly that does, I haven't figured out yet. Let's see. Anybody got ideas? It's because you didn't charge the first round. There's a button on the back left side. So imagine that's this button right here. If I press it, oh, amazing. Wow, that's fun. That's funky. So Harrison, what does this, is that the lock? Is that what that's there for? So basically, I believe what you should be able to do, so on the process of the first charge, you need to charge it in order for it to actually operate and do the shell thing. You grab it through the back. There's a little button there that disengages a lock. Okay. Aha! That's a lock. So you got your little lock slide, or the slide lock there. You press that up, it engages through the back here. You can keep it open without it just springing back immediately. There are exposed springs on here, so I always like to just kind of pinpoint where that is. They are exposed. I do believe that if you were to like pull on them pretty hard, they could break or possibly just like become snagged or whatever, malfunction in whatever way. So keeping track of that would be nice. However, it doesn't look like it's terribly challenging to replace them. I imagine you press the button and it should slide forward. Yeah. Oh my god. That was amazing. I could just do that over and over. Okay. Let's What? Holy crap. Do that again. I know I could just like dump all of them out, but I don't want to make too much of a mess. Holy cow. That was insane. Okay. Mag goes in. Charge it. That's so fun. Oh my god. Ah! Yo, this is amazing. This is so cool. And then, oh man, and so when you get to the end, It stays open. It doesn't let you dry fire. Wow! That is blowing my mind. This is blowing my mind. This is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. How did you get it to do that? How is that possible? I need to know. What about this is keeping it from sliding forward? Man. I have no idea. This is way beyond me. I have no idea how he was able to do that. This is incredible. Absolutely amazing. I will say a little bit, because this is not super worn down. It's a brand new 3D printed part, and obviously I don't know what you would call them, striations, or the print lines are perpendicular to each other. It should be better, but because the print lines on this are horizontal, you press down and it does snag a little bit. You got to push more towards the middle, which is a little unfortunate, but these are the limitations that you got when you're 3D printing stuff. And then once you have a couple in there, it does make it a little bit, I'm gonna take these off because I don't need them. It does make it, a little bit easier to load. And I also will say, it feels like I have to push a lot harder than I would have expected. And also it seems like that happens. Is that by design, Harrison? Are you in stream still? So I pushed it down in order to make space for the next one, but it's actually it's loose. So does it just snag sometimes? Is that just some limitation that you've got with the 3D printing? Does it get better as the thing starts to get use time and degrade down? I would be interested in knowing that. Man, unbelievable. So because it's already, you fired it once, right? So it's already charged, it's primed, it's ready to go. You engage the lock, or disengage the lock. I will say, and I remember Harrison saying that he primes this, or he pulls the trigger with 2 fingers, and it's one of the reasons why this trigger well is as large as it is. It is a heavy trigger pull, and the reason why it's a heavy trigger pull is because obviously the blow back action of this is all mechanical. It has to come from something, so you are literally pulling this against, I don't know if it's just this spring that's on the inside here, or if there are other springs that you're working against in order to engage this and pull through the trigger. I will say that I'm a climber, right? And I do parkour, I train, I have a pretty decent grip strength. I would say it's above average. I would say that this is a heavy trigger pull. I don't think that most people would opt for a 1-finger trigger pull. I do understand why he's been using 2 fingers. And I mean, obviously, it does feel weird. It does feel strange with 2 fingers in it. But I mean, obviously, even though I could do this with 1 finger, obviously I can pull it and operate it and get a lot more rounds off significantly faster with 2 fingers. So there's that. Do you have more control with it? Maybe. I mean, obviously with any pistol, you pull the trigger, you've got something that you're working against there, it's gonna, waver. So, I mean, I imagine that you'd have to practice with it in order to get better at it. You wanna check this out? You gotta check this out.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to try pulling it.
Yeah?
I gotta wash my hands.
Okay. You gotta be the,
Very hot.
Oh yeah. We get some 3 cheers for my wife over there who was outside mowing like a champion. Give her some applause. Let's check up on chat real fast. Jacob Thornton, anybody tired of this quarantine stuff? Yeah. I'm done. I'm done. But I mean, obviously it's important, but like, I'm excited to Nerf again and use stuff like this in the arena. Oh, I'm so ready. Valor's Blasters, welcome to stream, man. Good to have you. I'm going to do so many dirty things with the paint on this thing. Hell yeah, you get it. Absolutely. But at least can you game much? Sure, yeah, I've been playing a lot more video games. Absolutely. Quarantine has been steady loosening now. By July, we're already at 75% of normal if the current trend continues. That's awesome. This is Netherlands, right? Good job. Oh, yeah. You guys are doing well.
Netherlands are doing
very well. Fallon, aka Wolfpack Nerf. Hope things go well for you. Summer is finally out for me. So many integrations are to come. Yeah, get them started. So, whoop. You want to try it?
Yeah, what's my hair look like? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're good.
I just mowed the whole house.
Okay. Tell me what feels comfortable for you when you, so in order to get that to go forward, you're going to press that button.
Oh.
Yeah. Small hands are going to have a lot of trouble with this.
Well, this is my dominant hand.
I got, what? What do you think?
Got like almost an inch.
No. Half an inch.
You think so? Because you gotta think that your palm is also bigger. So your palm gets farther too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha.
So like your palm helps your fingers be long.
Gotcha.
So I'd say that's quite near. I'm so shaky. It's so hot out.
Yeah.
Okay. So I pushed that and it goes forward.
Yep.
Then what?
So now you just have to pull the trigger. It exits out to the right.
Oh.
It's heavy, right?
I didn't expect that, yeah.
So Harrison recommends a 2-finger pull.
Okay, so let me...
You can just do it again.
Oh.
There's 7 in there.
Oh, holy moly. And then it stays open when you know you're done.
I know, right?
That's so cool.
Isn't that insane?
So it's the half darts?
Yes, it fires half darts.
How do I load it? Just push it in?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay, so, and then there's a button on the bottom. So, and you can just press it with your knuckle.
What do you mean press?
You press
Like
it
this
with your
one?
knuckle.
Like this way?
Nope, the other way.
Oh. Whoa! I caught it!
Oh man!
I was listening this whole time, but I was not able to watch because I was mowing, so I don't know what's going on.
This is incredible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that came out somehow.
Yeah.
So it goes like that?
Yes.
Okay, so it came out, so now I load it.
Yeah.
This way?
Nope.
This way?
Nope.
I don't know what way. This way.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Like an actual GUN. Okay.
See how she caught herself there? She's so smart. She
I'm
knows
smart.
what's going on. She knows how to do this YouTube game.
I'm shaky, so this is a little like judgment-free zone. It's
Judgment-free stuff.
It's very hot in there. What did I do? What did you wrong?
It gets stuck.
It gets
think,
stuck, so
yeah.
just push hard.
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Not gonna break his new thing. Cool. Good?
Yeah.
And then in.
Yep.
Okay. And then, I don't remember. This one?
Yep.
Oh, what did I do wrong?
You just didn't pull it fast enough.
I didn't pull it all the way. I'm
Yeah.
trying single finger, because I also climb and do parkour.
Yep.
But I also don't have testosterone. Oh, buddy. Now what?
Actually, well,
What did I do wrong?
beats me. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, we'll do the 2-finger.
Well, like your life depends on it.
Oh, I'm ruining it. Okay.
No, you're good.
Do I need to do anything else?
No, you're good. Whoa! That would have been flying! That was amazing!
Cool. One more time. Okay.
Yeah.
So
fine.
Yeah, that is really good. Okay, I took your chair. Is that fine?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
We're out mowing. You get to sit down.
It's really hot.
You get to relax.
I need to take a quick shower.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so sticky up here in upstate New York.
Do you see how sweaty I am?
Yeah.
Like my glasses are sliding off my face.
So sticky.
It's so hot out.
Mitchell, do you have a battery for it? I don't know. I do have batteries, but I don't know if I have any that fit this. So that's something, that's an outlier that I...
Wrong button. I don't remember. Oh, that
Jacob
one.
Thornton, a big hello from Texas. Thanks. Good to have you.
A pin dropped. Something dropped.
You breaking the blaster?
I'm sorry. I did break something. From maybe... I don't know.
What are these called? Spring pins? Or whatever?
So theoretically it would be near a spring. You should be wearing eye protection. Just saying. Dealing with projectiles. And there's a spring that can pop in and go in your eye. I have glasses.
Harrison, help!
Help! I broke it.
This. Oh, go away. It really wants to focus on my face.
Well, I don't blame it.
This fell out. We have no idea where it goes. Let me PM you on Facebook. Okay. You know, it could also be from the mag itself.
I don't think I did anything super bad. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I can't really tell where.
It's a circle with a slit. Like it's a column with a slit in it.
I don't think it goes to the mag.
Okay.
Yeah. It should still function.
Are you done with this?
Yes. Every other hole where it looks like it should go is filled with a pin of its own. So I actually don't know where it goes. However, something that I believe I just found, and Harrison, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I just noticed this feature. I don't know if you can tell, there's obviously an asymmetrical or an asymmetry between the screws that are up there. Is that something that you could switch out so that you can put the claw or whatever else you want to call it that grabs the shell and ejects it? Does that mean that you could rotate this plunger? I mean, not plunger, but like, what did you call it? A piston? I don't know what you call it. Whatever it is. Could you rotate that so that it ejects to the left so that you can left-hand operate it? That would be interesting. I assume that's what I'm looking at. If it's not what I'm looking at, let me know. But if that's real, that's incredible. And you're incredible. And that's amazing. Sent you a message on Messenger. Let's find out.
Thank you. I broke it.
You didn't break it.
I broke it.
You did not break it.
Did I load these in backwards?
No.
Nope.
Has a mild tendency to fall out. May change this to a screw instead.
If he's private messaging you, he might
No,
not
because
want
he
it
needs to
read
send
out
me
loud.
he needs to send me a photo.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Clarify if you don't want something read out loud. He sometimes doesn't think
There.
about that. Oh. So how do I put it back in?
I think you can just push it.
But it has like a grabber that it should go a certain way, I assume.
No.
No.
No,
You
I
literally
think that's just
put
for
it in.
tension, yeah. I think you should just be able to push it.
It did kind of just snap in a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay, can I try again?
absolutely.
Okay, so double finger. I will say, Harrison, that the oh, I'm not supposed to say that. G-dub?
You can say Harrison.
Oh, okay.
It's all good.
the double finger helps me choke up higher, which is thinner, so it's better for my hand shape, I feel like. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna go that way.
I'll catch him.
You're gonna catch him?
I'm gonna catch him.
Okay. Whoa! Uh-oh. I don't have it in.
You didn't load it.
I didn't load it.
Yeah.
I would be terrible at catching the baddies.
Okay, now.
Fully start over. Here we go. What?
No, you're fine. Load it.
There's numbers on it. Did you see?
I know. Isn't that
really
amazing?
Cool.
Yeah.
And then you can tell where you're at. That's clever. There we go. Okay.
Yep. Okay, now you need to charge it just like you do for real steel.
So here.
So you can actually just grab there and then pull back and then let it go. There you go.
That's satisfying.
Yeah, I know. It's super satisfying.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Oh, 2 fingers. Ready? Ooh. Oh.
Careful your fingers.
Yes, yeah. What'd I do?
I don't know.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Oh, got it!
There we go. There we go. Your turn.
1 for 7.
1 for 7.
Thank you.
I'll find the other.
Whoa.
Oh,
Holy cow.
Goodness. What's this?
That was just what he used for padding.
Packing material.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I think one thing that I'm definitely going to do with this before I really start using it, I'm probably gonna sand down all of this. Because this is really a challenge to load quickly. Yeah, I've got 7 in here. It is a challenge to load quickly. And the only reason is because the follower, as you push it down, does have a tendency to get stuck, and that's unfortunate. And it also seems like there are certain artifacts on the shells themselves that are, like, because they're not perfectly uniform, and I don't know if I'll be able to, I don't know if this will work. Get my face out of the screen. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to come through on stream, but basically, it's enough of a bump, and it's basically just a printing artifact that it is stuff like that is catching on the sides as you press it down. And what I assume this was probably something from like the extruder moving. I don't really know how 3D printing machines operate, so I don't know. 1 of 7, that's failing. Hey. I worked with what I got. Oh goodness.
Failing?
Because I only got 1 of 7.
Oh. Yeah. They're a little erratic.
I just love that though. This is like, what an incredible function right there. It's so smooth.
So smooth you might drop it in the arena. Can I try again? Are we past this? For a while. You gotta figure out like a loading holster mechanism.
Acetone smoothing. Oh yeah, it's...
Almost.
Careful your fingers.
Well, it's not that tight. You're
Okay.
really worried about it?
I'm just making sure.
You're just
that-
being
yeah.
sweet. Okay. Are you okay? Eye protection! Oh my goodness.
Did you fire all of them?
No, I'm getting you eye protection. I don't have any. It's at the gym. You can wear sunglasses. Okay. Ready? Beware. Oh, it was done.
Gotcha. So,
Wait.
Chrono the shells.
Where'd it go?
Oh man. David says their hands are too small to handle the blaster.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, golly.
What about actually shooting it with a dart?
So in order to use it with a dart, so this is a flywheel blaster, which means that it is that what we have just shown is the mechanical part of the blaster. It's the mechanical functionality of the blaster. You can obviously like derive much enjoyment without ever having something leave the blaster. Well, leave the barrel of the blaster. Yeah. Obviously, stuff is leaving the blaster, but this is very enjoyable. This portion of it. I remember when I first got the Spring Thunder, and it was just like all I wanted to do was just like pump it and have it go like fly out. It was so cool. I could just do that. I didn't even need to fire it. It was so fun. This is very much of the same caliber. So cool. So fun. Crazy, right? In order to get the electronics to function, obviously it's battery powered. You need a battery. What kind of battery? I actually don't know. I don't know. And I don't even know if I have one that functions with it. However, what I can try, I'm going to grab a Phillips head screwdriver real quick, and I'm going to open up this chamber, which I believe is where the where I believe the battery goes. I'm going to see what kind of connector it uses. I'll ask the real question now is, does the spring ejected mag now classify as a legal projectile? No, because it's not foam. It's not foam. Get here!
Stretching.
Game on. All right, let's take this out for a moment. You go all the way out. That thing likes to get stuck. There we go. Okay. And it appears to be an XT60. Is that what that is? XT60? That is the battery well. It is dinky. There's not a ton of space for a battery. So I will probably need to get an extra battery. But since it is an XT60, I can at least plug in one that I already have.
What kind of battery does it use?
Like obviously though, like the battery that I have right now on me is way too big for that well. And I will also say you wouldn't want a big battery on, what is this? This is a 2200 milliamp hour 3S LiPo. You wouldn't want something like this on the front of your blaster anyway, because it would make it so front heavy. And that wouldn't feel very nice. Like it feels pretty well. It feels pretty well balanced and weighted as it is right now. It is a little front heavy, so dealing with that is obviously a challenge. But like, it would. As you add a battery to it, it will make it even heavier on the front end. I don't know about that. Unless it looks like nonsense, just shove it in. I will not just shove it in. Unless you want to give me a guarantee and you send me another one, Harrison. Whoop. Okay. That's so nice. That's such a fun system. That's really quick. That sounds so fun.
That does sound crazy.
Wow. All right. So let's find some darts.
Can I shoot you with it?
Yeah. Let's see. I think I got. I think they're gonna have darts in here. Nope, this is all rival. I think they're downstairs.
You need me to get them.
Yeah.
Can you help me out? I'm so sore. Good.
Thank you. Yes, please. If you want to shoot me, you'll need half darts. Otherwise it's not gonna work. Yeah, I've got half darts down in the basement. My wife is gonna go grab them. But yeah, so with the battery there, obviously, like, we can at least see what it is like to send a dart out. That would be pretty fun. Ooh. Ian is saying battery foregrip for larger batteries. Interesting. So you hold a pistol like this? That would be ridiculous. Why not? Why not? The Hollowing Wind, get qualified at GF26. Maybe get Seiya version from Void. LOL. Could always ask him in one of the groups. Totally. Flywheel of the World likes Gen 3s a lot if you have those. I don't have Gen 3s. I do have some worker darts. I don't really know what I have here currently. I think I just have AccuFakes here. It depends on, it's just like random stuff downstairs.
Will these work?
Those will totally work, I believe. Yeah, we've got the weird AccuFake whatever. I bought these on a whim because I think I was ordering something from NF Strike anyway, and then they were an add-on for $50, like for $2. So I just
Is this okay?
whatever.
Because it was what I found first.
I mean, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
They're snug. You just push it in.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. They are pretty snug.
Yeah, I'm a little worried that they're not going to come out, but we can push them out the other side. Worst case. That's satisfying.
The sound?
Just like the slipping it out.
Yeah.
Does that mean you have enough of these for each of the? So you have 14.
14.
That's cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, I picked out exactly 7.
No way.
Way. I feel like we shouldn't have loaded all of them before we confirmed that they work.
I mean, we can get them out.
We're missing a couple shells. Are they on the ground, I think?
Are we missing a couple shells?
Yeah, one's right here. I don't see the other one.
4,
I grabbed 14 darts.
5, 6, 7 on that one.
5, 6. We're missing one.
Okay. It probably.
It probably.
Oh, I see it. It's right down there by the
See
foot.
it?
Yeah.
Where?
The foot of the
yeah.
the stand.
Okay, here you go.
Yeah, I think my one feedback, I gotta this mag really needs to get sanded.
Careful about this.
What is that?
Just because like some of the shavings are fresh. So
Oh, I
that's
gotcha.
gonna come off.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't I really want you to wear eye protection. Wifey says.
Leah, yes, this is GF26's new pistol. It's called the Flypoint. So cool, so fun.
Woo.
Okay, so now you need to hold the battery.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Why don't you be the first one?
No. You can...
No, I want you to be the first one now that we've loaded it. Oh, but I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah, you're gonna shoot me.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so load it in. Right? No, I have to cock it, right?
Yeah.
No.
No. Load the magazine.
I don't remember how to do this.
Insert the magazine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charge it.
Okay.
Now you're good to go.
Oh, why are you facing that way?
Because
this is not. What if it aims low? Okay. Whoa, mother of jeez. Okay, I'm scared. Do you just keep holding? You keep pulling it?
pull it all the way back.
Pull it fast?
Yeah, pull it fast.
Oh my gosh, are you ready?
Yep.
Oh my gosh! Is that okay?
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
I mean, I felt it.
But does it hurt?
I felt
Whoa! Oh wait, we didn't get an ejection. There we go. What happens if it's like that? What do I do?
Pull it all the way back.
Yes, sir. Got it? Okay. Oh my gosh! Oh, it sounds so aggressive.
Yeah, this is amazing.
I can't watch it hit you and watch the shell eject. Ready? We're gonna go for 2 in a row. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay, nope, we're done.
Holy
No
cow.
longer armed. One of them went like way this way.
Yeah. Dang, that's fun.
We should have kept count. Oops. Whoa. So that's reloaded. I definitely shot at least 3, so we're missing one.
There's it.
I think the shell. I thought I saw something go that way, but maybe not.
Go which way?
So this would be really a good game to play with kids, and then you play find the dart and the shell.
Where'd the shell go?
I don't know. I thought I saw something go this way, but there was one dart that went that way.
Oh, I see it.
So I will say, it cut me a little bit
What do you mean?
with it snapping back.
Oh, really?
Or no, this cut me. It had to be that. That needs to get.
So that needs to get sanded down?
Yeah.
Cool. Is this all the ones you fired?
I'm not a delicate flower, but I just don't have calluses there.
Yeah.
I think I only because one didn't fire.
So there are 3 in here,
So we're missing one.
and so we're missing 1.
Or no,
I love
or it's
that!
in the chamber.
Oh, you're right.
So
It
then we're
would.
not missing one.
It would be in the chamber.
I thought one didn't fire.
Whew.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's gotta get sanded down. It's gotta get sanded down. Whew.
I want to get shot by it, but I'm scared. Wow!
Whoa!
It's fast! Okay, aim for not my lower back. Ready? Oh gosh.
Wait, not your lower back.
Like, try not to hit in a sensitive. I don't know, just whatever. Go!
Okay, we're going for butt.
Okay, it's not that bad.
One more? I think
Yeah.
there's one more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad at all on the
Wow!
It ejects so far!
It does eject so far! Dang!
So while I will say that the shells seem like they are going to be less crushable, they might be more slippable
Yeah.
in the arena setting. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I think they would be less likely to crush if you stepped on them on accident. They seem way more sturdy.
That's got some snap to it.
It has.
It does. Yeah. Ian agrees with you. I should be wearing eye protection.
Thank you. Maybe he'll listen to you. You know what? I'm just going to go get it. I know what See, if it's not just me, then it's not nagging wife. So thank you, Ian.
The Howling Wind. I know it sounds like it'll hit hard, but you won't hurt him at this FPS. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not like they have some zip to them, but I mean, like, it's still not a super powerful blaster. This is not like you're firing point blank from a Caliburn. That's not what's happening here. Yes, yell at him for it. Don't give her this ammo. We're literally giving her ammunition. You don't need to give her this ammunition either, Ian. Come on. GW26, something definitely went wrong with that mag. It's way too sticky right now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll switch to this one and see how this one goes. But I wonder if some of the feeding issues is just because of, yeah. Harrison, what are your thoughts on resin printing? Like, would this be better if it were resin printed? Obviously, resin printing has trouble and is complicated and challenging. But like, would this be something that would be worth it to do in that case? If you have the ability to do it, that would be interesting.
You can either be cool.
Leah, are there going to be more colors? You can order whatever color you want, whatever color scheme you want. Basically, like, this is still in beta. You cannot order the full run of this. He does not have them up for full purchase yet. What I purchased was a beta. There's still kinks with it. There are still issues with it. This is not the final product. There are still things that Harrison will likely change before he does, like, fully distribute it to the world. So keep that in mind. But yeah, when you can order them, like, you'll be able to tell what parts you want. And I mean, if you are on the Facebook group for his Spring Thunder chat, there are lots of different color schemes that people have out there. So, yeah. Eldas, the Flywheel of the World wheels scream, making it sound like it hits a lot harder. That's true. Yeah. So these are the flywheels themselves are also no, they are not 3D printed. Are they? What are these wheels made out of? Are they machined? Are these machined wheels? I can't really tell. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to tell whether or not, like, what exactly they are. I don't know that much about Flywheel of the World, so feel free to educate me on that. But yeah, because they're so small, they scream. They scream as flywheels. Ian says it would be a lot smoother if it were resin printed. So yeah, very cool. Delrin. Okay, so they're machined then. They're like machined plastic in a way. GW26 is confirming they'll be available in a couple color schemes, but we may or may not offer custom color choosing. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you so much. The magazine would probably have similar performance to a standard Talon mag that we use regularly. Very cool. Yeah. So far, I mean, I'm jazzed. This thing is absolutely amazing. It's like, it boggles my mind. But my wife made a good point. When you fire these, they're there. They're out there, and you're not necessarily always in a position that you are able to collect them and retrieve them instantly. I try to do that as best as I can when I operate my Spring Thunder. When I use the Spring Thunder as my primary in a game mode, I am typically trying to retrieve the shells as quickly as I can, or at least if I get tagged out, before I go to respawn, I will try to collect them. If for no other reason than because I need them. I don't have that many, and you have to keep yourself topped up. Otherwise, you can't just hold. I mean, I don't know. There's some crazy people out there. Adrian from the A-Team came by one week, and he had a really cool custom designed shell holder on his leg. That thing was amazing. But it's not like you can hold 100 shells on your person easily. You could. This is not easy. And then also, creating a system. Basically, I have a 2 dump pouch system. I've got 2 dump pouches on the front of me this way. One is on my left because I'm always holding the Spring Thunder in my right. I'll grab a primed and ready shell, a loaded shell. I'll pop it in the Spring Thunder, and I'm good to go. If I'm collecting the ejected spent shells, I'll take them and I put them in my right dump pouch. That way, when I'm going back to respawn, Matthew C0225, thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it. Dropping us with $5. Good evening. New to Nerf, newer to your channel. Hello from Connecticut. Thanks, man. Hello from upstate New York. It's great to have you. Thank you so much. But yeah, so I'll take those. I'll try to reload them in the middle of battle, but like typically I'm reloading them at respawn. I'll spend my 10 seconds reloading my shells so I have some to use, and then I go down. These are going to be a lot harder. If for no other reason, then they eject so much farther. They eject so far. And I mean, like, obviously if you don't really pull the trigger like you mean it, they don't really fly that far. But if you are actually in the middle, if you're in the, like, adrenaline's pumping, you're in the heat of battle, and you're like, pow, 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 like, those things are going. One of them flew like 6 feet off to the right. Now, that brings up a different question. This is a projectile, right? So, like, how great is it to have these flying projectiles in the middle of battle? If you've got somebody standing or just, you know, off to your right side, they're going to get rained down on shells. Not everybody would be interested in having that experience. My wife was having fun shooting out that way, and like one hit me on the top of the head.
No way.
It's gonna be stuff that we have to think about. So like,
Did that really happen?
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's cool.
Like
I don't care.
Backward-ish. Forward.
No, it totally hit me on the top of the head.
That's weird.
It was fun. It was amazing. Super cool. So Shell Catcher says, damn random. I don't know. I don't know if there's no way of I don't know if there's any way of, I'm gonna disengage the battery. XT60 connectors are they're so tight. I always get worried disengaging. There we go. It's not like you can easily attach a shell collector to this, because like this is a moving piece. This thing goes back and forward. How are you gonna put a catcher on that? I don't think, like, I believe that you're joking, but just to say for people, like, you can't really put a shell catcher on this. You can use a shell collector on the Spring Thunder. It does work. Mine doesn't work reliably, so I don't use it, and I'm diligent about collecting the shells. It's going to be a lot harder to be diligent about collecting the shells here. But man, is it cool. Like, I can't get past how amazing this thing is and how awesome it feels.
Why would it be different to be diligent collecting the shells with one versus the other?
They're so much smaller. They will so easily get. They're gonna bounce. They're lighter. They fly farther. So like when I'm operating the Spring Thunder, and typically I'll take a shot, and then normally I'm using my hammer shot as my secondary whenever I'm loaded out with my Spring Thunder. The Spring Thunder is very applicable in a very close quarters moment. If I need to just like spray some rounds out, I'll use my Spring Thunder. But typically I'm gonna use my Spring Thunder, and then I'm gonna switch to my hammer shot. It's way more reliable. If I really need to get a tag, I'll do that. If I don't really care, I'm just like spraying stuff out, I'll use the Spring Thunder. Typically, I'm not dropping more than 2 or 3 shells with the Spring Thunder. And the Spring Thunder shells, at least with my version of the Spring Thunder, they're only going like maybe a foot, or sometimes they just drop right on out to the side. They plop right there, and I can very easily, I'm already behind cover, typically, I can just reach down and grab them and put them in my dump pouch. This would almost require me to remove myself from cover in order to retrieve them, or just remember where they are. And if they go out into the open field, like we're not outdoor players, we don't play on grassy areas, so like this is now a round cylinder on rubber. That's also a problem. So it's like, it's a challenge. Like I don't know how it's going to handle. Obviously the Spring Thunder shells, like when people step on them, it's not a slipping hazard because they crush. we haven't done that with this, so I don't really know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah. Right. But is it cool? Absolutely. This thing is absolutely amazing. I'm just blown away. Honestly, not even using it without the battery is so satisfying and so fun.
So maybe it's a dumb question. So the flywheels are what push out the dart. Why can't you do a dart?
The pusher is what pushes. So watch this.
Yeah.
You pull, that
pushes the dart out.
Pushes the dart through the shell because the shell is stuck in the chamber. The dart gets caught by the flywheels, which are spinning, and then it gets ejected out.
So without the flywheels, the dart would just get stuck there.
Yeah, it would do nothing.
Got it.
Yep. It's just a very fancy way of emptying and getting rid of the loaded shells.
Yeah.
That would all that it would be useful for. Yeah. Gotta catch up on chat real fast. Let's see. Raining shells add to a tactical layer of realism. Definitely not for everyone, says GDOP26. CM Hamilton 15, that's why I'm not too much of a fan of shell ejectors. Not everybody is. It's not for everybody, so yeah, take that as you will. Eldos, says Leah, Eldos, what do you think of the new CETA? I think you did vids on. I'll bring that up too. This is the Havoc Prime. It is not the CETA. What?
I thought they renamed it.
Oh, correct. It's not the Havoc Prime.
Right.
It is... What is it?
I don't remember, but I remember that they renamed it because of some reason.
It is... Oh, golly.
Oh, I ruined it. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally right. It is not the Havoc Prime anymore.
I just don't remember what they changed it to. I
Let's...
just found a dart.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm gonna look this up real fast. I need to know. Game Face. That's what it is. They switched it to Game Face. It is now the Game Face Prime.
There you go.
Game Face Prime. They had to change it. Apparently there was a legal issue, a trademark issue. And I mean, if you're gonna spend a lot of money investing in a platform, not getting sued is kind of nice. So yeah, this is no longer the Havoc Prime. It is the Game Face Prime. This is a reskinned version of the CETA S. If you want my thoughts on the CETA S, I can't necessarily give them because this technically isn't a CETA, but it is in a way. What has been changed on it? The front of the CETA has changed. It now has this M-lock rail. That's pretty cool. I'm excited to play around with that. The foregrip is a vertical, slightly angled foregrip. I really dig it. I like that. I like it a little bit more than the Shotgun Prime that's on it. Everything else here is effectively the same. And what I will say about it is that I'm excited for it. I do like it. The only issue that I have with this, and I can do this now because I think I can get on screen just a little bit. Do you see that dart tooth? I have to pull it back so I can't actually use my opposite hand to show you. But there's a tooth that's on the front of the bolt, not the receiver, of the bolt that is supposed to snag the dart and get it to push properly into the receiver. I don't know why they did that. It's kind of the dumbest thing about this. And this kit would be so great if it had a dart rest on the receiver and not on the bolt. Because it's there on the bolt, what ends up happening, it doesn't matter if you're using Talon mags, which are more like toward the bolt. Oh no, not Talon mags, katanas. If If you're using katanas, the new katanas are much better than the old katanas, so keep that in mind. I hated the old katanas. They were so flimsy, they were so cheap. I hated them. I ended up giving them away. I gave them away to Kareem. It's like I just wasn't using them. I couldn't use it. It was terrible. The new katana mags are much better. I have been using them recently. They work slightly better in this. The Talon mags don't really work that well. That's kind of a problem. It's because the Talon mags are pushed to the front. What ends up happening is the dart tooth gets stuck on it, and the dart gets pushed upward as it tries to enter the chamber, and it jams. It's so frustrating. And even though the katanas are slightly better, when you're like going and you're really trying to like quickly drop some rounds, it will almost be guaranteed that it will jam. That is so frustrating. And so when I'm able to use this again, I'm probably going to figure out some sort of solution that removes that dart rest, or the dart tooth from the bolt. That's the dumbest thing. I really hate it. I think that's the most unfortunate part of the blaster. But yeah, so thanks for asking. That's what there. But let's get back on topic. CM Hamilton 15, you have to police those up, and if you are out in a battle, you're out. I imagine that's from explaining the shell ejection and it being out in the field, and obviously like trying to collect them, having to remove yourself from cover. That sucks, having to try to collect them immediately afterward. I try to do that because I don't want the shells out on the field. I don't want them to be I don't want for them to be a slipping hazard. I also don't want to loot I need them. I don't have that many of them, right? So yeah, absolutely. GW26, if it's something you legit want to avoid, you can install a shell deflector to direct the shells downward or backwards. That is a good idea. Do you have one of those already? Is that something that you already do that is like an accessory for this, or it's something that you have planned down the road? Because that's a good idea. I dig that idea. Super cool. I would be excited for something like that. David, I would recommend putting a deflector. Oh, yep. There we go. Cool. Great minds think alike. Fantastic. Artemis says Spring Thunder works well for OBJs like towers. Oh, okay. Yeah, objectives like towers. Yeah, absolutely. That thing is a tower destructor. You aim that at a cup tower, the whole thing is gone. It is like, oh man, that was amazing. When I put out the, what was it? Eldos the greatest nerfer in the world, or whatever, Eldos the greatest, that video, in one of the clips in that video, I was like point blank, I had rounded the corner of the city, I was 5 feet from a cup tower objective in a game of tower defense, and I'm pulling the trigger, right? I was using my strife. I must have dropped 10 rounds. Maybe not 10 rounds. I dropped a lot of rounds on that tower, and like I missed so much. If I had used one round from the Spring Thunder, that tower would have been gone. It would have been gone, just annihilated. It would have been erased. Ben Schultz, it's been too long to remember me. Ben Schultz. I'm sorry. I don't remember. Like, in person? Or...
You remember your face.
Or on stream.
True.
Yeah. Jacob Thornton, catch you guys later. Have a good day. Happy nerfing. Thanks for dropping by, Jacob. Good to have you. Absolutely. Let's see. Halloween Win, what's the FPS limit in your guys' group? We stop at 130. That seems to be for us because it's a CQB arena. Our engagement distances are very typically around or within 20 feet. Can you fire longer? Yes. Dave is a good example of that. He uses CETA or the Dart Zone Pro. He loves his Dart Zone Pro. He's typically engaging from like 40 feet, 50 feet, sometimes 60 feet. So like that's just how he plays. That's his style of gameplay. Typically, it's 20 feet or under. We don't like to have rules where it's like you say bang like they do in airsoft, that can get challenging.
You can miss.
Right.
Like.
But at the same time, it's not fun.
Why you need a melee sword?
Right.
And it's totally for sure.
Sure, but at the same time, it's not fun getting hit with Dave's Dart Zone Pro at 5 feet.
But he's also really good about not doing that. Unless you were just going specifically for the objective, he won't do that.
Correct. Yeah.
And typically, he's not babysitting an objective, so that's not really relevant.
Correct. So yeah, 130 works pretty well for us. 110 seemed too low. You can't really do a lot with your blaster right there, and then like with 110, you can't get players like Dave to get excited because he can't engage from the 50-foot distances that he normally plays at. But it's also like 150. There's a lot of headshots. There's a lot of headshots in our arena, and it's like 130 feet per second still isn't fun to get hit in the face with. Is it tolerable? Yes. Is it fun? No. Is 150 worse? Yeah, it sucks. That's why we don't allow worker darts anymore.
Because with the 130, it's too much.
Yeah, the 130 darts, and I mean, so the what are they? Is it the ACC darts that come with the CETA? I think they fly so straight. I get it. I understand. They fly so straight, so far. There's a reason why people love them. But like in a CQB style arena, oh my god, it's just too hardcore. It's too hardcore. You can't, like, waking up the next day and seeing just welts all over your arm, or you get hit in the face or the neck, and now you got this like giant welt on your neck. Like, it's not fun. We don't need that. We don't need to play that way. So we don't. And yeah, so 130 feet per second works pretty well for us. Do the Z-tips work well? Asks Leah. They work well enough. The Z-tips are the happy medium that we have found for our arena. They fire well. The bamboo darts also work really well. We do allow them. They're a nice hybrid between the worker dart and the Z-tip. The Z-tips are great in the sense of they work out of flywheel blasters, they work out of Springer blasters, they work out of modified barrels, which is the biggest thing. They can be halved into short darts and they still fly decently well. They don't fly as far, they don't fly as straight, but they have a much larger buffer impact void. And that just means that they don't have the same amount of mass that's just impacting your face at 130 feet per second. And it's just nicer for that. It's just a little bit nicer. It feels better. So the Z-tips work really well. The bamboo darts are great. They're just expensive. They're super expensive. So we don't, if people bring their own, they can use the bamboo darts. We're not going to stock them. It's so expensive. They're so expensive. Yes, the ACC darts ship with the CETA. Yep, and same thing. When I fired those, yes, it was wonderful to use. They were great. They were fantastic. They just have too much mass. It's too much mass. They are, man, like they're so dense. And I mean, even like the benefit of the AccuFakes is, I mean, obviously the AccuFakes don't work out of modified barrels, so you're kind of limiting yourself there. You're not going to get hit by that much velocity out of this thing unless it's a flywheel blaster. Because they're so flat on the front, I mean, there's no real crumple zone on these, but like, I don't know, the impact zone is so large on these that it's just a little bit better. The worker darts, I don't know, something about the worker darts, man. It's just, they hurt. They hurt like hell from 20 feet at 130 feet per second. Derek Tran says, just hold out for the Dart Zone Pro half dart refills. Are they finally working on that? I remember they were talking about doing that. If those dropped the price, because basically as the Dart Zone darts are right now, they are effectively 25 cents a dart. And when you use something like the CETA and you just watch this brand new dart, like, and the dart tooth catches it and it goes up like this and then it just crumples, it feels so bad. It feels so bad having that happen. It's so tragic. So yeah, it's really hard to let that happen. Later this year, asterisk. Yeah, don't run a CETA. Yeah, right. Yep. We gotta figure out something to do with that dart tooth on the CETA, man. I wanna fling this just a couple more times. I think there's one shell in here.
Eye protection.
God, it's so fun. That's so cool.
Ian.
It just blows my mind. This is the eye protection my wife got me.
I'm not trying to make him look like a dork. I just can't find the others. You're so cool.
I'm so cool.
You're so cool. Whoa!
I want to catch one. Ha! It does get tiring with one finger.
It's nice that you can shoot it at chat when the battery's not in. You know?
Wow, some of them fly so high. Oh, that was empty. Oh, man. All right. It's really hard to operate like this. You don't do this. This is stupid. I was just doing it so it would eject up and I could try to catch it. Okay. I'll load a few more. Or not load them, but like pop them in. Oh no. I like actually need to use them in order to get them to push out. Derek Tran, can you power stroke it? What does that mean? Define that. Just like drop 7? Ian, really? Do you really just need to point out all of my flaws here?
Oh.
He's making fun of me because I only caught 1 of 7. Did you see how high some of them went? Like, I literally almost hit my ceiling with one of those.
At least you're consistent.
Okay, this is 7. Instead of using the slide, stop. Instead of using the slide, stop. Pull the slide back to drop it. What? Oh, man. Help me out here, Derek. Instead of using the slide, stop. This thing, instead of using the slide, stop. So, like, and then this goes in. Oh, you want me to charge it? Is that what you mean? Like, charge it this way? Is that what you mean? I don't know. Lightly tug the slide back instead of using the slide lock. Man, I don't know what you mean by this. What do you mean by it? Am I still pulling the trigger? Is that what you want me to do? What's happening here? When the slide is locked. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Ta-da. Okay, I see what you mean. I'm not up on the lingo. I don't know what you're talking about. Am I so cool with my glasses here? Okay, so I have to charge it. So, and now there's there, but then I'm going to... Oh! That's fun. I dig that. Okay. It gets tiring with one finger. I got through 6. It's a heavy prime. It is a really heavy pull. It's a really heavy pull. So I assume you're working against this spring. It looks like you're working against this spring too. I think there's only one spring on this side that you're working against when you pull the trigger. I'll see what happens when I do a 2-finger. Man, these things go everywhere though. I think the 2-finger prime would be more reliable. It is difficult to get into quickly though. Like I would have to retrain my body to grab this with 2 fingers in the trigger well. It's fine. Like I don't naturally go to that. So it's way more reliable with a 2-finger pull. It's way more reliable. Man, I could do that I could do that all day. Oh my god. Harrison, is there any issue with like what part is gonna break first from the impact between these two parts? Is this part going to degrade faster, or is this part going to degrade faster? God, I could do that. I could do that all day. I'm amazed too. How did you get it? Like, it knows that there's no magazine in here. And that means... Wow, there's like a little bit right there that disengages the slide lock. You're a genius, dude. Oh my god, you're such a genius. Good finger exercise. From what I can see, the way the ejection works reminds me of the nail biter. Yeah, totally. Or other single pull blaster. Artemis, just pretend it's a rev trigger. Like, I gotcha. Because you're, so like a Strife or a Percy's or anything else, like you're pulling it anyway with both fingers. If you just think of it that way, then sure. Yeah. Thank you. I could get my head around that. It is way more reliable to pull it with 2 fingers. Yeah, it's not my go-to, but it feels pretty good. Rev trigger plus regular trigger. Yeah, absolutely. Like a real firearm, the slide lock is triggered by the follower. It's like, God, this thing is blowing my mind. Blowing my mind. 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. I'm already losing shells. Oh, they're blending in with our little welcome mat over there. No lost shells. Okay, I gotta do it one more, but I want to do a full. I want to drop all of them. We're gonna do both mags. Whoa. We're gonna drop both mags, but I gotta find where all the shells went because I flung them out this way, and then I never collected them. Good. There's 4. There's 5. Uh-oh, I'm missing 2. We gotta play that game. Where did they go? Oh, found 1. Oh no. So like case in point, one of them is buried underneath our dresser over here, or our bookshelf. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it, so we're gonna do 6 out of the second one.
I can get it for you.
You really think you can get that? It's pretty deep in there.
I don't have tools.
Get a vacuum out from under it. Alright. Have you let your wife try the Flypoint? Yeah, she was using it earlier. Yeah, she was shooting me with them. I got to shoot her back, though. It's not spousal abuse because it was, reciprocated. Grounds for divorce. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna head out. Sorry I wasn't very talkative. Had a discussion with Captain Xavier. Hey, cool. Good to have you. Thanks so much, Dim Random, for stopping by. Always nice to have you in stream. All right, I'm gonna dump these one more time. You got it?
Yeah.
She's amazing.
There you go.
Thank you. Oh.
Was I not supposed to do that?
No, that's cool. That's cool. I was gonna not load them, but that's cool too.
Okay, I pushed it away. I'm sorry. What?
Okay. Whew. Here we go.
Wow.
Oh.
It's so fun when they spray out like that.
Oh my god. I gotta get used to this though. I don't like using that finger in order to disengage the mag. So like that's a little funky. There's a lot to get used to.
Why don't you like that?
This makes so much sense to me because there's a lot of other blasters that like this is my rev trigger, right? And so a lot of other blasters use that as the middle finger as the mag release, and or it's your opposite hand. And so this I'm not used to doing this so much, but yeah.
Oh, because it's the reach around with the finger.
Nerf Guns 3. Does it fire actual darts? Yes, it does fire darts. I don't have... The battery that I have is way too beefy. It is way too large for the well that's here. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I've got the battery cover on it. But yeah, I will need to get a much smaller battery, probably half the size of a battery in order to fit it in here. It does fire darts. It fires them so reliably. It's really fun. It is so cool. Absolutely. The trigger pull looks a little weird. It is a little strange. But again, like to get around the design of this in order to make the functionality work, like there's some innovations that have to happen that Harrison in his infinite wisdom came up with, and this is what he came up with. That this is what you got going on. The trigger pull is huge. It is very long, but again, it has to be because it has basically because this is functioning. It is in a. This is a very strange hybrid blaster. If there's anything else like this, I don't know what it is, and there's probably very few of them out there. It's functioning like a mechanical prime blaster, but obviously is assisted with the flywheel and the electronics. It is very, very hybrid. Not essentially in the same way. So like the Stampede is it's kind of its own hybrid because it's an electronic blaster, but it doesn't use flywheels. It's an AEG. So like that is its own subcategory. This is its own subcategory. in order for the pusher to travel the whole way and get the dart to fit and like grip in the flywheels, you have no choice but to pull the entire length of a short dart. That's what you're doing with the trigger pull. So yeah, there's no like getting around. You can't really make it a shorter trigger pull without probably incorporating gears. I don't know if Harrison like wants to do that, but yeah, I think that's something that's like, it is what it is. You kind of got no choice with that. So yeah, it goes where it goes. But it does feel nice having it be that long of a trigger pull. It starts out, and then, I mean, you just like, oh, you grip it. It feels great. And to have the feedback of the blowback portion of this, oh my God, it's like, it's so amazing. It's blowing my mind. Black Betty, although that's an HPA rifle. Was the Black Betty what was, I don't know this blaster. What is the Black Betty, Ian?
Sorry.
Educate me. You breaking stuff?
No, it's a crosswalk now.
She's muscle rolling. Maybe see if you can wire in a Rad Blaster's MOSFET, as those are designed for single trigger setups. That is beyond me. That is well beyond me. I like just recently got started on my electronic modification realm. I did it with the Stampede, and I'm pretty proud of it. I had a lot of help from Ben, our game mod. He was teaching me how to solder and how to like wire up stuff. It does function. The Stampede does function. I am really excited to. I need to put a breach on it. I attempted to get it to operate as normal, and what ended up happening with the Stampede is that it cycles way too fast. It cycles way too fast, and what ends up happening is, like, you know, the for regular, like a stock breach system, it's got that flap for the dart stop, and then the dart comes up, it gets stopped on the dart stop, the sleeve of the breech sleeves over the dart, and then as the whole assembly goes forward, it disengages this and the dart stop opens up and the dart flies out. Because my Stampede cycles too quick now, the rate of fire is too high, this thing ends up pulling in as my dart is trying to leave. It can't leave fast enough, and they end up getting stuck. So yeah, I need to put a breach in. Get an Easy E kit. Yes, I totally want one. The last time I checked, he was out. He was out of stock. I was gonna fashion my own, and then I saw that on Captain Xavier's channel. I need that in my life, so I will definitely be tossing Easy some money at some point in order to get that breach. That looks incredible. I love that. Super excited. Ben Schultz, all right, bro. Good to go for a bit. Nice seeing you again. Thanks, buddy. Good to have you. Thanks for coming back. Good to have you in stream. AIA Artemis, I have a concept to work around that with a rotating breach concept I will be working on soon. That sounds ridiculous, and I'm excited to see it. You do it. You get on it. Don't finish the Kraber, though. You gotta finish the Kraber. We need the Kraber. Get the Kraber. Derek Trent, it's a full sealed breech system. You can even get a return spring for the nozzle and metal gears. So, well, I did switch out. I have the metal gears. I don't think I upgraded the return spring. Okay, so now comes the question, can the battery be charged while the camera is plugged in? My Sony cam cannot. This is a Sony A6400, so it is a mirrorless, larger grade camera, but it might still operate the same. So, because I'm on limited time and I don't know if the battery's going to die again, I am just going to sign off with the rest of the battery that I've got here. You all are wonderful. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you for helping stuff like this be a reality. People like Ian that are so lovingly contributing money and helping out and allowing me the opportunity to do stuff. It's really hard as a creator that not only like I don't have a job right now because the gym is closed. I mean, I do have a job. It's just it's not making money right now, and that sucks. And hopefully it will be over soon. But it's nice to be able to have a hobby that doesn't just eat constantly away at the free funds that I have, and also allows me, like, as a video creator, I have to buy like equipment, like microphones and the camera equipment, and I have to pay for software with like the streaming and everything else, and that costs a lot as well. It's really hard. So I really appreciate all of you that have helped me with funds and be able to like do stuff like this and show you all the cool stuff and be able to support other fun creators as well in the hobby. This is what really gets me jazzed. It's super cool. I really appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. So this is just my first impression of the Flypoint. Again, whether or not it's like that useful in battle, I don't know. I will battle test it when we are actually able to battle test stuff again. I will get that out there relatively or hopefully quickly once we are allowed to do stuff again. With that said, you all are fantastic. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you so much for sticking with me these last couple months. Oh my God. Without any gaming content and you know, gameplay. It's just like, God, yeah. I'm ready to get out there and have fun again. You all are fantastic. Thank you so much for being a part of this stream. I will see you all next week. Cheers, everybody. Bye.